Welcome guys to the President's Quarters. I'm so excited to be shooting this video one more time, just to empower you more, for you to become a better student, have a better university experience. Today I'm not alone, I'm hosting the beautiful Claire, Tapelo Mokobadu. If I were to read her CV, it will take the whole day, and it's not about her CV, but it's just about giving you proper nuggets for you to just improve around your university experience. Today's topic is quite simple, and it's one of the most important ones I find. And it's about, you know how when you write an exam, we all prepare for exams, hope for the best, and want to make sure we ace that exam. And some of us go into that exam and the things we expected come out, and you write and you're feeling good. The next paper is still pumped up and you make sure you ace it again. But there's a certain niche of us that prepare, whether you go in there unprepared or you go in there prepared but the exam comes out south, right? And to get back up from that mood, from that energy, from that psychologically and mentally, and prepare for your next paper can be a lot of work and needs something special for you to prepare. And that's why I have this beautiful guest with me. She did 2 vets degrees. And I think if we were to tell a story, I think she'll do that. Mine is to get the nuggets from her and to you guys. And yeah, Tapelo. As a student, it gets tough. You write that exam hoping for the best, and the opposite comes out, and you have another paper in a day or two, and you have to be prepared for that. How does one get up from that mood, from that psychologically, and prepare for the next paper?
Okay, hi guys, my name is Tapelo. I am prayer itself. I am the epitome of prayer. I am a double graduate, Bachelor of Science, Chemistry and Archaeology, and Law. But more than anything, I'm a lover, I'm a friend, I'm a sister, I am a partner in business and more. So I am generally just a child of God, and I am rooted in knowing that He's got my back. So, how do we get up when we're down and we can't do it anymore? First pointer is you can't change anything unless you acknowledge it's there. So, if you don't acknowledge that you are at a certain place in your life or that you're down, you can't begin to do any change. And to acknowledge is not to dwell. It is to simply know and understand that you're at a certain place, but it doesn't mean you must dwell in it. To acknowledge doesn't mean where you are defines you. It's simply to acknowledge and know that you're at a certain place so you can stand up and move. That's the first pointer, to acknowledge. So right now I acknowledge I'm on set. Do I acknowledge that I might be a bit nervous? Maybe. Yeah. But however, it is not to define you. It is simply to know that you're at a certain place in your life and that there's a possibility to be somewhere else. So you cannot begin to think about somewhere else if you cannot begin to see where you are. To think about somewhere else means you need to understand that you're at a certain place. You can't do it versus you can do it can simply change by you removing the T in can't and putting it at the top. So knowing that you can be at the top, using your T for the word top instead of can't, changes everything. So for me, you saying to yourself, I can't do it, is to simply not acknowledge where you are. It is to bring back it's to bring down your potential to where you are rather than where you want to be. So the beginning is to take the T in I can't do it and place it where it belongs, in using it for the word top, so that you know that you can move to your potential rather than to bring it down to where you are. To acknowledge. 100. That is the first step. For me, the second step is you can't begin to move unless you try. So if you're not trying, you're not moving. And that means you're dormant. And that's a dangerous place to be. You know, I just thought of something now. I'm a scientist now, guys. Energy can't be created, not destroyed, but it can be converted from one form to another. You're a body that embodies energy.
Sure.
What you do with that energy is up to you. So that energy can be dormant or it can be positive. So what you do with that energy is up to you.
Sure.
No one can destroy your energy. No one can destroy you. So take energy and compare it to self.
Sure.
You already exist, so no one can create you.
Sure.
You can't be destroyed because you already exist. What you do with self is up to you. Whether you choose to be dominant, it's up to you. Whether you choose to move into positivity, it's up to you. So the second point is you need to try. And to try means acknowledging first where you are and stepping up. I'm on my face. Lift your face. I'm on my knees. Take one foot and bring it up. I can't do it. I'm standing but I'm not moving. Walk. Or let the wind push you if it has to. But try. So that's the second step for me.
And just to tap in there, there's a quote that says, a problem well defined is a problem half solved.
Yeah.
So as you said, once one acknowledges where they're at now, already in your mind you accept, okay, this is my situation.
Sure.
So already the next step is, let's move.
Yeah.
And as you said, if it's hard enough, let the wind then push you.
Yeah.
Sure. Number 3.
Number 3.
Yeah.
You can't move or try if you don't know self.
Sure.
To know self means introspection.
Sure.
And to know self means dealing with self.
Yeah.
It was to say, damn, I failed.
Sure.
Damn, I know that I'm an A student. That's
Sure.
to know self.
Yeah.
You acknowledge the situation you failed, but self is an A student. And when you know self, trying and acknowledging is easy.
Sure.
Because you know self. And if you don't know self, it doesn't matter what comes your way, it will define you. So the situation you go through will only define you if you have not defined yourself. So your capacity is within a body that embodies energy. And what you do with that energy is the beginning of defining self. So if you don't define yourself, trust you me, any situation you go through will define you.
Sure.
And I mean, I talk about situations like being unemployed,
Sure.
like failing an exam.
Sure.
And both are important because once you graduate, the next level of struggle becomes being employed.
Sure.
When you're still in varsity, your level of thinking is graduating. So in all stages, there are important factors or there's an important challenge that you need to face.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And so it brings me to my fourth point, be goal orientated.
Sure.
Now, if you're not goal orientated, what happens is when the wind moves,
You move with it.
you move with the wind. Waphalala.
Sure.
Njengamanzi.
Sure.
Waphalala nje. You know? So you need to have a goal. I always say my goal is 1 million and more.
Sure.
If I'm not making it a day, I haven't arrived.
Sure.
A day, not a month. I haven't arrived.
Sure.
So because I have those words written 1 million on my board, my goal is always to get up, girl, and redefine yourself. Now there are times when you're in step 3 where you know self, but there's a cause or a need to redefine self.
Sure.
Because you might not be who you were yesterday.
Sure.
But it doesn't mean that you're not someone great today.
And even you remind me of the book of Habakkuk that advises us that when you have a vision, you must write it down. And when you write it down, that's part of putting it in the universe and gives you power. So imagine after writing that bad paper, you always had dreamt of getting that 70, that 80, that 90. It's something you wrote down.
Absolutely.
So whether you had a bad paper because you've defined yourself to say, this is what I want, this is my mark, that's in the past. Now you focus on the next big thing, which is your next exam. So never lose sight off your goal
Yeah.
because of a small trip.
Yeah. Of course.
Keep moving.
Keep moving.
Ah. Sure.
The goal is we move.
We move.
We move. Whether it's tough, whether it's we move. We move. Then this brings me to my last point.
Sure.
Command the space you're in.
Ah.
If you don't command the space you're in, the space you're in will command you.
Sure.
It will bring you to your knees. But if you command the space you're in, the space you're in produces what you want it to produce.
Sure.
So I believe in energies. If you wake up in the morning and people say Blue Monday, it's a rough, it's a bad day, it's a but if it's a and you in yourself have decided that your energy is going to move into positivity, all there is changes. So command your space to obey your command. Dare I say, be the God in your space.
Sure.
Be the God in your space, so that your space bows to your energies. And that's how you begin to stand up. When you begin to tell your space that, okay, it's been toxic in here for a long time. I've been crying in here for a long time, but today I'm going to laugh in here because my space needs to listen to me. And it's about commanding it and saying it, Bona. Rough. It was.
Yeah.
But now it is. And it will be. And that's all you need to do. Command your space.
Move the T up.
So, life story. I graduated 2015, was unemployed 2016. Most people know my story, but if you haven't met me, now you know. Was unemployed 2016, came back to do my second degree in law, was unemployed until, when did I get employed? A month ago. 2 months ago, something like that. 2 months ago. But you can imagine that I was unemployed for about 4 years and above. And I say I was unemployed even when I was doing my degree because I was still applying. But I was never at any point not working. Don't get it wrong. I was unemployed in the sense that I was not working full time. But I was commanding my space. So I would do part-time work. I would tour guide. I'm still a manager for a football team. But now I'm employed. I can say to you today, I am Thapelo, a graduate. I am a businesswoman. I am an employee. Simply because I commanded my space. Even in the time when I was unemployed and it seemed like I was doing nothing, I was a businesswoman. So you need to command your space so that the space you're in is always productive. And that's how you get up. You get up by simply trying. You get up by converting your energy. You get up by knowing self. You get up by simply commanding the space that you're in.
And never lose sight of the purpose.
Absolutely.
Because even when you're mentioning that yes, you were not employed, but you're still working.
Absolutely.
Because your purpose gave you work. Yeah. And that is why I kept on pushing. And similar thing, because you know what your purpose is, circumstance will not deter, not define your purpose. So you keep moving.
You keep moving.
You keep moving.
You keep moving.
I think I'll call this video "You Keep Moving."
You keep moving. You keep moving.
No, thank you very much. I think
just one more thing. Never undermine where you are versus where you're going. Just as a final closure, I volunteered in many programs and in many spaces. Never undermine. The minute I began volunteering, as a matter of fact, that's when I became employed this year. And so never undermine what you're doing because it will literally open doors for you.
I stand. No, thank you very much.
Thank you for having
me. And even in the true sense of hashtag top 5, I guess you stuck to the number top 5 at plus a bonus. And it was quite an honor for me to have you today. And I sure hope this will touch someone after they had a bad paper or a bad day or a bad situation. And what she said is actually gospel. I think it deserves to be a chapter in the Bible. And thank you very much, Thapelo. You can leave with us with your social media details. I know you have an eatery now. She's a super young woman. Are you still young?
I'm very young.
She's still very young. So she has an eatery as well. She'll tell us a bit more details about that. And let's support black business. Let's support small business as well. And that's how we grow as a country. So the stage is yours to leave us with those young taglines.
Okay, so Facebook, my business is The Bump. So you can find us on Facebook at The Bump. You can find us on Instagram at The Bump. You can find me, is it at Claire Marks? Something like that. Somewhere there on Instagram, and then of course on Facebook, type me Claire Mukobani. And please do support business.
Sure.
Yaga, it's an eatery. And we're going into catering now.
Awesome stuff. Thank you very much. Please do subscribe, share, like, comment, and ensure you tell your friends and your friends' friends that the President's Quarters, that's where student empowerment is. Thank you very much. Sharp, sharp.
Bye, guys.